everyone, welcome to my studio. I'm Amy Nicole and today I'm getting rid of some fabric. Welcome to my studio where I share sewing vlogs, sewing tutorials, makes videos, and just general sewing chatter. Today I am doing something that I never do, and I actually cleaned out my fabric stash for the first time ever. Every now and then when I'm looking through my stash, I see something that I don't love, that I feel like I'm probably never gonna use, I will just pull that out and give it to a friend. But this year, when I had all of my fabrics pulled out, I was making my plans for 2026 sewing, and I just was feeling like there was some stuff in here that has been in here forever and just really needed to go. Now, before you ask, I did think about doing a sale of some sort on social media, but I think I'm deciding against that. I honestly I'm trying to do a little bit of a social media detox for the month of January. I am posting occasionally from the business suite on my phone, but I did take Instagram and Facebook off of my phone. So I'm just trying not to spend a lot of time there. I want to get rid of the stuff. A friend of mine is taking some of her own stuff to our local creative reuse shop to donate. So I am just ready to be done with this, and I don't really feel like dealing with the back and forth and the posting and the selling and the shipping and all that stuff. And our creative reuse shop is new. It is a nonprofit. A lot of their proceeds benefit local teachers. So I just feel like that is a good place for this to go, and maybe someone else will find it and be so happy that they found a gem in their little local shop. I know I am. Every time I find something there, I'm always very excited. But before I completely got rid of it all, I thought it would be fun to share with you my thought process in why I was getting rid of certain things, and just give you a little peek at everything I'm saying goodbye to. My fabric stash is very extensive. I'm just going to be honest and say that right now. I used to work in the garment district in New York City, and I interned for several different designers. I worked for a pattern maker. I worked for a tailor. The pattern maker that I worked for was also a sample shop. So there was just really nice fabrics to be had for free. I always really lucked out to be somewhere during a studio clean out or a move in which fabrics were just going. And so the lowly fashion student that I was, that had zero room to store any of it, was like, yes, I will take your free designer fabric. So I have quite a collection of fabrics. And then I also really enjoy shopping secondhand and vintage fabrics. So anytime I get the chance to do that, I do, and I often find gems, and sometimes those gems I find are in large quantities of stuff. So a lot of times what happens is I will make something with a fabric, I'll have a bunch of it left, and then I don't get rid of it because I'm like, it's such nice fabric, I don't want to get rid of it. But then I don't make anything with it because I already made something with it, and I don't need to have a whole closet full of the same fabric. And part of me for a while entertained the notion of, oh, I'll make stuff with it and sell it, and I'll put it in my Etsy store and all of these things. And then I just was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. Kudos to everybody that makes stuff, makes clothing on their own, like one person show that makes clothing to sell, because I don't think I could do that. I feel like you have to charge so much to make it worth your time. Sewing is very time consuming, especially if you're one person and not have a factory of workers. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Anyway, so I often have fabric that I already sewed with, but there's still enough of it left to sew more with. I just don't want to sew more with it. Or I just have fabric that I bought on a whim because it seemed at the time like something I had to have, and then I just fell out of love with it. Or it was gifted to me and I took it because it was free and beautiful, but it's really not practical for my life. Most of this stuff falls in one of those 3 categories. Without further ado, I'm going to show y'all what I'm getting rid of. First is, this is like a really beautiful wool. It might be a wool blend, very lightweight. If anyone has been following me for a while, you will recognize this as the very first Patty Pocket skirt sample, the midi skirt I did in this fabric. I do think I ended up selling that one. There's honestly enough here to make another one for myself. I love this color, and it's a really, now I'm rethinking it. I'm like, do I want to get rid of it? Maybe I'll make another Patty Pocket skirt out of it. I did love that skirt. However, I sold the one that I made, and wool, I have a couple different suitings in here. It's just not practical for my life. I either work from home or I work in a restaurant. I'm never putting on anything with suiting just for fun. I do like to get dressed every day, but I am not just like hanging around the house in suiting and blazers and like nice pants. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to terms with the fact that these fabrics are beautiful. They're just not anything that I'm gonna wear on a daily basis, and I don't have enough special occasions for which to make myself something in these fabrics. So I am being very honest with myself about that this year and moving on with a lot of these fabrics. I also, because I just don't think that my life is going to drastically change and I'm all of a sudden going to be like in an office or traipsing out a city. It could happen, but when that time comes, then I'll recollect some beautiful fabrics. Anyway, red wool, not practical for my life. This one is a really cool dark navy blue suiting. I wonder if I hide my face, if it'll focus on the fabric. It has a really neat basket weavy texture to it. And there's quite a bit of this. I held on to it forever. Again, suiting, very nice fabric, just not something that I'm going to ever wear on a day-to-day basis. I could make a really fun navy blazer with it. I have a really fun navy vintage blazer that I hardly ever wear. So goodbye, navy suiting. This fabric I do love. It is a wool coating. It has a like olivey green ginghamy plaid vibe. I made a jacket out of this. I made the Gerard coat by Republique de Chiffon. I love it when it's cold. I wear it all the time. I don't need 2. I have a lot of this and I was just hanging on to it for why? I don't know, but no more. Someone is going to be very happy to find that. Another suiting. This one is really cool because it has it's shiny on the surface. I have to hide my face so maybe it'll focus on the fabric and not on my face. You will recognize this from one of my Audi Playsuit makes that I did a like fall winter version of the Audi Playsuit in this. Don't need to make anything else with it. I made that. I don't need to make anything else. The thing about this one is it's really soft. I can make some nice pants out of it if there's enough. But why? I won't wear that. I'm not going anywhere where that's appropriate. I bought this fabric from Thrifty Notion. I love Thrifty Notion for secondhand fabrics. It's a flannel. It has a fun check. The only problem is there's so much brown in this fabric and tan, and I hate brown and tan. And I also don't love gray. So I don't know what kind of things I was smoking when I thought I wanted this. I like the red, and I guess the red and the tan together are cute, but I'm not gonna make anything out of this. I could maybe make something for my nephews. You like how I'm like trying to give myself reasons to save this. I might save this for potential nephew makes. Little matching flannel shirts for the boys. Could be cute. I might save that one. You didn't see that. This is a red floral rayon. It's cute. I bought this to make a sample of, I don't even remember what pattern anymore. I think the Audie Play suit. I did my plus size sample of the Audie Play suit in this. There's not a ton of it left, and honestly, another thing I try to think whenever I pick out a fabric or a piece of clothing from my closet is, if I saw this in the store today, would I buy it? If the answer is no, especially if it's clothes, it's out of here. That is gone. This, I believe a friend of mine actually gave me in a de-stash of theirs. It's chiffon-ish, and it's got these like metallic flecks in it. I don't know if you could see that or not, probably not. Which makes it not very soft. There's a lot of it. And honestly, you could probably make a pretty cool formal dress out of this. Even if I had a reason to make a formal dress, I don't think I would choose this fabric. Unless I was trying to make black tie, flowing, lots of flowing gathering situation, then I would maybe use this fabric, but I don't see that in my future. This was a Colleen Cape dress rib knit sample. It's fine. I think it came from Girl Charlie. I don't love the color combo for myself, and I don't know, the stripes, it just is like a dated looking print to me, so goodbye. This was a vintage fabric that kind of looks like a tablecloth. I actually made a really cute top out of this though. But again, I already sewed with it. What else am I going to sew with it? It's like such a specific fabric. I don't really need to keep the excess. So goodbye. This is a cotton print. I believe I got this vintage. Fun little Aztec print. I had a listing of this in my Etsy shop, my Honey Darling Etsy shop, for a cute little like country bumpkin kind of pencil skirt. Again, I'm not trying to sew things to sell anymore. I just don't have time, guys. Again, it's brown, very brown, just not something, it looks a little dated, not the vibe. Goodbye. I forget where I got this. I think I might have got this from a friend's de-stash as well. I almost kept this. There's a fair amount of it, and I love a painterly print, and these ginghams are like watercolored on, but it's so light. This is a knit, it's a jersey, it's so light that I just can't, like, I was looking on Pinterest for ideas of what to make with it, and I just can't picture it as anything. Like, I don't hate the print. I think the print's kind of cool, and if it was a sturdier jersey, like something like this tee, I would probably keep it. But it's just so lightweight that I feel like the lack of structure of it is a little bit of a turnoff. Although I did make that Inari tee in that super lightweight yellow. This one, I'll go ahead and show you because I just filmed this video, so it's in here. This is pretty lightweight and it's cute. I actually really love this tee. So I don't know, would I wear this? But the other thing is, if it's not immediately, ooh, I would love to make this out of this fabric, then I feel like it's gotta go. If I have to think of how to use it, just because I have it, then I should get rid of it. Especially if it just came into my life for free. I have no investment in this. It's paying rent in my studio. I just barely bought this fabric, and I actually surprisingly and very serendipitously found this at our little creative reuse shop, and I used it to make my nephew some little roll-up toy car play mats. It was perfect for the outer fabric. I could not believe I found it, but I cut what I needed of it. I don't need anything else of it. I don't have a reason to sew with that ever again. This is a very nice rayon twill red. I love this color. I made a top out of this that I do love and wear. There's not a ton of it left, and it's a little thick to make. And the top I made out of it is a tank top. I don't need two tank tops out of it. So that's all that's left of what could be made out of it. So goodbye. I've had this print in my stash forever. It is a cotton. I never make anything with it. It's just a quilting cotton. It's a floral. I do love florals in general, although I don't want to say not loving them. They're just like, not like my most favorite thing ever in the world anymore. Where before I would die on the hill of florals. And I don't know, I like purple, but it's like I'm not crazy about purple. I do love the color of the middle of the flowers with the pink and the tannish gold, but I just don't really see myself sewing anything with this. This is a very interesting knit that I got from a friend's D-stash. I made a knit wilder top that is super cute. It also has a really fun texture to it, but it has a weird, it's smooth on the inside. The feel of it is weird though. You can definitely tell it's polyester-y and not in a nice way. I do still love the top that I made out of it. I wear it often. It's a long sleeve top. I love mustard too. One of my favorite colors. I don't need another thing out of this fabric that I don't love the way it feels. Last but not least, I love this color. This is a sport knit. However, so I bought this to make some active wear with, but it is only a two-way stretch, and I don't know how I messed that up when I bought it. It's just not practical for my life. I need something that stretches all the ways. I'm really bummed about this one. This was an online purchase. I forget where I purchased it from. I did not pay attention to the description, and it's just not at all what I thought it was, which is a bummer when you're buying stuff online sometimes, but you know what? It happens. Okay, and that is all of the fabrics that I am getting rid of. If you're seeing this video, these are probably already gone, so don't even bother messaging me about buying them. I probably already took them to the donation bin. They're going to a happy home. I did not just toss them. I did not just give them to Goodwill where who knows what would happen to them. I love having a creative reuse store near me now because I just feel so much better about getting rid of fabrics and crafting supplies and the like. Have you ever cleaned out your fabric stash before? I want to know, what kind of criteria do you set for yourself when you are cleaning out your fabric stash? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And thank you so much for joining me today. And as always, happy sewing. Bye. But even if, my microphone, I can't believe that's been in the freaking video the whole time. What a dork.